Hello and welcome to this PRTG quick overview video. PRTG is software for network and infrastructure monitoring. It uses standard protocols such as ping, SNMP, or WMI to monitor hardware, operating systems, software, and applications in your IT infrastructure. The PRTG core server includes a web server, which is the main user interface for PRTG. You connect to this web interface with your browser to set up your monitoring and to view the monitoring results. There are 3 different ways to connect to the user interface. The AJAX web interface provides full PRTG functionality and is considered to be the main interface for PRTG. The Enterprise Console is a native Windows application that can connect to several independent PRTG servers at the same time. For connecting from mobile devices, there are native apps for iOS, Android, Windows Phone, and BlackBerry. For other mobile devices, there is a mobile web GUI which is optimized for viewing data on devices with smaller screens or with low bandwidth connections. We will now log into the main AJAX web GUI. With PRTG, you can either add devices and sensors manually, or you can run an auto-discovery of your network, which will pre-configure your device tree and add appropriate sensors for your devices. The device tree is arranged in a hierarchy, organized by the type of device. This hierarchy lets you arrange your devices in groups for a clear overview of the entire infrastructure, and it lets you use inheritance of settings to simplify configuration. For each hardware device in your network, you create a device in PRTG. For example, Firewall 1 and 3 and this gigabit switch server represent 3 different real hardware devices in our network. On each device, you create sensors. Each sensor monitors a single aspect of a device. For example, on one device, you could monitor the ping time, the bandwidth on each interface, the CPU load, and the time it takes to load a web page from a web server running on that device. The sensor overview in the upper right corner shows the summarized status of your monitoring. There can also be additional buttons for new alarms and new log entries. The geomaps on the right side show the status of networks in different locations. The main menu gives you access to all important functions. The home menu has pre-configured dashboards, the option to switch to the mobile web GUI, and the option to return to the PRTG welcome page. The Devices menu gives you access to different views of your device list and options to add new groups and devices. The Libraries menu lets you create alternative views and groups of your devices and sensors. The Sensors menu lets you add new sensors and gives you access to different lists of sensors, such as top 10 lists. The Alarms menu is to display all alarms with a certain status. The Maps menu lets you create your own dashboards using a sophisticated web browser editor. The Reports menu is used to create extensive reports of your monitoring data. The reports can be scheduled and sent automatically by email as well. The Logs menu displays monitoring and PRTG activity. The Tickets menu lets you create, view, and manage tickets and tasks for system administrators. And the Setup menu allows you to change system preferences and to administer PRTG users and user groups. The tabs give you access to monitoring data and to the settings of your monitoring objects. You can switch the device tree view easily just by clicking on the zoom controls. There are also 2 special views available, the Tree Map view and the Sunburst view. They both show you an overview of your entire infrastructure in an instant. Whenever any sensor is in warning, unusual, or down status, you will see this by the color, which helps to identify problems quickly. For each sensor, you can view monitoring data at any time. Use the tabs to view different time spans. Long-term statistics give you an overview of the overall usage of your device. Here, you can also query data for custom time spans, and you can receive the data as HTML, XML, or CSV format. PRTG keeps all monitoring values as raw data in its custom database format. In the default configuration, PRTG keeps all raw data measurements for 1 year without summarizing or averaging. Within this period, you can query statistics of real measurements at any time. Using the Management tab, you can change your configuration easily to rearrange groups, devices, and sensors by drag and drop. Click on any group, device, or sensor to edit the settings. You can select multiple devices or sensors by holding down the Control key while you're selecting. This will then display the settings they have in common, so you can edit these settings for all of the selected sensors in one step. In the Management tab, you can also clone sensors from one device to another. The cloned sensors have all of the same settings as the original sensor, just with a new IP address. Cloned sensors are initially paused to give you the chance to change settings before it starts monitoring on the new device. When the settings are complete, click on Resume to start the sensor. Sometimes you want to see monitoring parameters from different devices in a single overview. To create such alternative overviews, you can use a library to collect sensors from different devices so you see them all at a glance. For example, you could create a list of all of the sensors that monitor bandwidth information. Or you can create a library with all the devices that are relevant for providing your email service. For distributed monitoring of remote locations, PRTG offers remote probes, which collect data from the devices in the remote locations and relay the results to your central core server for analysis. PRTG's license prices are based only on the number of sensors you use. There are no additional modules or add-ons. All functionality is included in every license. This was just a short summary of the main features that PRTG offers, but you have seen how PRTG can be used to keep your entire IT infrastructure in sight and running smoothly. If you would like more information, there are more detailed videos available on our website, and you can contact us at any time with questions. If you haven't done so already, please download our free trial version to see what PRTG can do for you.